There are a lot of ways to throw a knife. Some methods are a little harder than others. I want to show you one today that I believe is powerful and easy to get consistent with. Stick around. I hope you're doing well. A huge thank you to all of my subscribers and a warm welcome to all the new visitors. Let's get going. You need three things to get good at throwing a knife. You need a good knife, you need the right kind of target, and you need time to invest. Why the right knives? Because there's a lot of knives on the market. There's a lot of throwing knives you can buy. Some are more expensive than others, and you don't have to pay a lot to get a good throwing knife. But one of the things you want to make sure you're getting is at least a decent amount of weight with your knife. Why a decent target? Well, I learned that the hard way. When I first got into throwing knives, I didn't have any good throwing targets, any good cutouts from trees. We call them cookies. I was just finding different trees to throw at, which is a very uneven surface. It's hard to get the knife to stick in those types of targets. It's really not good to be throwing at your trees anyway, and it's just not any real consistency with it. There was times when I was making good throws, but it wouldn't stick. A lot of trees are just uneven surfaces anyway, and it's hard to tell how effective your throw is at times. A good throwing target allows you to develop a lot of consistency. The knife gets to stick, which makes you enjoy knife throwing a lot more, and you've got a more even surface to throw at. Time speaks for itself. The longer you do it, the better you get. Real quick, there's a lot of different types of knife throwing. There's different types of rotational knife throwing where you can grip the handle in different places to change the distance. There's half spin throwing where you're holding the end of the blade. And then there is no spin throwing, or some like to say anti-spin, or some like to say quarter spin. One of the great things about no spin knife throwing is it is less governed by distance. It's still a little bit governed by distance because you have to handle the knife differently, the further that you go out. Today I'm going to show you a really cool throw that I would consider to be in the no spin family. But I'm not going to be holding it like this, like you see typical knife throwing. I'm actually going to be lunging it from the side. I have titled this throw Sideways Thrust No Spin. Out of all the throwing styles that I do, I am most consistent with this one. I think it has great power, and I can hit this throw up to 12 to 14 feet almost every time that I do it. And I'm going to explain to you today how I do it. You may or may not have seen the classic, The Predator. There's a scene in that movie where Arnold is in combat and a guy comes up behind him and Arnold throws the knife back and says, "Stick around." Maybe you've seen that. That scene always stuck out to me as far as knife throwing in movies was concerned. What's cool about this throw is that you are able to do this very quickly without a lot of thought. Also, you can do it by quickly turning around, or you can just line yourself up with the target and do it. I'm going to show you both ways. I'm going to demonstrate it, and then I'm going to walk you through it. So I'm going to throw the knife from this position as I'm talking to you. I'm now going to do this throw while facing my target. I'm going to get about 10 steps from the throwing target. You can also do this very quickly. I'm telling you, this will turn you into a good knife thrower in no time, because there's so many situations where this throw would be good. I can throw the knife from right here while I'm talking to you. If I just want to line up in front of my target and throw it, I can. It's really a good throw. It's not what I call a secondary throw or just a throw that you can do up close. It's a throw you can do within any tactical range. Number one, knives with weight and substance work better. I like to use the TruFlight thrower from Cold Steel. You can use whatever you like, but substance matters. Number two, hold the blade just like this right here with your hand around the handle and your finger braced on the blade. This keeps you from flicking your wrist. Number three, create a little bit of an angle. Instead of trying to throw straight at your target, create an angle like this and then throw at the target. Number four, use your body. Boom, torque, okay? Don't just sling it with your arm. Use your body and create torque. Number five, do not extend your arm all the way. You will overthrow the blade. You want to be releasing about right here. Number six, utilization of your dominant leg, because you're going to be throwing here and leaning on your dominant leg anyway. Sometimes when I want to throw further out, I have to lean more into my throw. Something to keep in mind as well is every one of these distances that you have seen me throwing at are all the same distance as a one rotational throw. As much as I throw knives, I'm constantly making errors on rotational throws just because it is so governed by distance. I don't miss this throw hardly ever. As I like to call it, sideways thrust no spin is becoming one of my favorite ways to throw a knife. I love the versatility in it. You can do this throw on the fly, you can do this throw as a quick turnaround, or you can line up right in front of your target and just hit it right wherever you want to. I have great accuracy with this throw. Get out there and practice this throw. I think you'll really love it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll find yourself getting effective in no time, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.